Welcome to the Secrets of Confident Women podcast, where you'll learn all the best tips, tricks, and practical techniques for building the confidence levels you've always wanted. With inspiring interviews, real-life examples, and game-changing insights, this podcast is for women who know that mastering the skill of confidence is one of the most important things they'll ever do.
Hello, and welcome to the final episode of the Secrets of Confident Women podcast for 2020. I am back with Anastasia, and we're so excited to bring you some of our favourite podcast moments of the year.
Hey everyone. I know it's so exciting, right? I can't believe we've actually completed 24 amazing episodes, and we have had so much fun doing it.
Oh, we have. And the funny thing is, this podcast was not even part of our plan for 2020.
No, it wasn't.
I'm sure a lot of people have said that this year
I know.
around the plans. Because I think at the start we were planning, weren't we going to do YouTube videos or something?
Yep.
Or anyway, we hadn't even considered launching the podcast in 2020 until COVID hit and everything changed, because all of a sudden, you and I weren't able to see each other.
Yep.
We were homeschooling children.
So we had to become innovative and creative.
We had to come up with a way to continue collaborating and still get our best techniques out to the world.
Yep.
And that's how the Secrets of Confident Women podcast was born. And oh my God, I am so glad it worked out that way. This podcast has given us the perfect platform to help us with our goal, which is to make confidence every woman's new normal.
Yep.
And we've been able to reach so many more women than we just didn't have access to before. We have listeners from all over Australia now, plus in the US, the UK, New Zealand, the Middle East, India, Malta, South Africa, Ireland, Greece, Germany, France, Luxembourg, Japan, Canada, Singapore, and even Czech Republic, Belgium, Puerto Rico, and Tunisia.
I think you left off the moon.
I mean,
we have listeners in the moon.
I know. And there are actually so many more. In fact, we have listeners in 43 countries around the world, which is just mind-blowing.
So amazing when we saw those figures.
It is. I mean, without this podcast, we'd never be able to reach all these women. And I just love looking at our weekly podcast stats and seeing all the amazing people showing up from so many different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And the success of this podcast is the perfect example of how there are opportunities in every situation if you're willing to look for them. The truth is we never would have known how great this podcast would become if we'd been too afraid to try. All it took was us getting into action and making it happen.
Yeah, there could have been a million things, especially with this year and COVID, that could have stopped us from doing this, right?
Oh, my goodness. And it's absolutely.
Yeah.
And, it could have stopped us. But we just wanted to
determined.
Keep going. And anyway,
Yeah,
action
absolutely.
made it all happen, as
Yes.
we always talk about. But also a big thank you to everyone who keeps coming back each week to learn and grow from this podcast and develop their confidence, and also everyone who's sharing it with other people. I mean, how we're getting out into these different countries is because of people sharing it on their Facebook pages, or sharing it or sending it over to their friends, the people that, they know in these different countries. And it's made such a difference. And we really appreciate your support, and we love bringing you our best content. So we can't wait to grow this podcast even more in 2021. This podcast was created to help all women work on their confidence. But you know what? We've noticed that everyone's perspective on what makes a confident woman can be a little different. So in each of our interviews, we asked our guests what confidence meant to them. And we've had some great responses. So we've put them all together. I have painstakingly, and I tell you, it's been painstakingly.
She loved it. Don't listen to her. She loved it.
I know. Gone through each recording and pulled out everyone's response to this question just for you.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. I know how much you would have loved sitting in front of your computer just for hours doing that, right?
I know. Yes, I did. And you're welcome. I want to ask you about, you are a confident woman. What does confidence and being a confident woman sort of mean to you?
For me, confidence beats beauty any day.
Oh, for sure.
A confident woman who knows herself, knows what she stands for, beats beauty any day. It's just radiant. I think it's a state of mind that we choose.
Yes, absolutely.
I also think that too many of us allow it to get buried under negative thoughts, negative beliefs, and a whole lot of rubbish that becomes the dialogue in our own head.
To me personally, it's feeling sure of yourself and your values and being able to live a full life.
Yeah.
And being able to adjust and adapt when things don't go to plan.
Yes.
Or when you
which they
when
never,
you feel like,
which is often
always, or when they feel like they lose a bit of direction, or when things feel like they're going off track a little bit. It's having that confidence in yourself that allows you to help yourself through any situation, particularly the ups and downs that we are literally thrown every day.
Yeah.
Confidence to me means loving the things that make you who you are.
Yeah.
And choosing lovingly to grow the things in yourself that you want to change. Confidence for me is not walking around trying to prove myself. It's just walking around just recognizing that everyone is equal and we've all got things to add to each other and learn and grow and
just being yourself, isn't it? Just being.
Yeah.
Great question. I think when you think about confidence, for me, it's really just being okay with who I am every single day. And I think also understanding as a female that it's actually okay if people don't like you the way that you are. We're such people pleasers as women, and I think just teaching our girls to just stand true to who you are, that is such incredible, that gives them the ability to really just do them the best that they can.
I think it means so many things, but just a few are achievement, drive, self-esteem, and being valued, valuing your time and others, being empowered and empowering others gives you real confidence as well.
Absolutely.
So, all those things, and I don't know, just being true to your values, I think, is really important, because once you're living in that, confidence is there.
Yeah.
So what it means to me is being your authentic self.
Yeah.
Always. And that can be challenging in life.
Yeah.
From being a young teenager through to me nearly being a 50-year-old woman. Sometimes you think you need to change for people.
Yeah.
Sometimes a situation will change you. I've had my own challenges with having, as I said, my babies and having postnatal depression, having post-traumatic stress disorder, not letting that define you as well, but always coming through as your authentic self. So when I'm always myself, that's when I'm the most confident. When I'm trying to be somebody else, I lose it. I'm not the person that I should be.
Yeah.
Being confident means not being held back.
Yeah.
Now, that could be held back by other people or holding yourself back, which is, I think, a major issue for a lot of women, is not being brave enough to actually back yourself or think that you can do it.
Okay, for me, it's kind of just like being able to get up every day and be sure in what you're doing with your life and not really allowing external influences, I guess, really sway you. Because I've, being the baby with everybody, including cousins, siblings, everybody, it is kind of hard to kind of stick with your path and your journey without being influenced by everybody else, because everybody is older and they know better. But
because we do.
Yeah. But the older that I got, it's kind of, I've backed myself more.
Yes.
I've backed that, the experience that I've had, the people that have surrounded me, I've kind of gotten to my path now. I know where I want to head, and there's getting up every morning and knowing that doesn't matter what comes my way, I will figure it out one way or another, because nothing will break you. Everything is just a learning curve. So nothing is life or death. Everything, you'll get to that point It might freak you out. It'll freak you out internally, but you will get through it. There's never any reason why you shouldn't.
Yes.
And if you've got the right people around you, people won't let you fail.
That's very true.
So
that is very true. You've got people who want to see you win, and that makes all the difference.
Yep.
If I ever am lacking in my confidence, I know that it's probably because I'm not in any action.
Right.
I'm not in action. When I get myself into action,
yes,
the overwhelm disappears.
Yeah. Moving forward step by step. Yeah.
So it's being in action, and just, it doesn't matter if it's just a little tiny bit of action, it's just taking one little step, and it's being that consistency. Even if I don't feel confident, I just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
Yes. So I'm not a naturally confident person. For me, confidence is created, and it's a choice. Mm-hmm. So my default position is overwhelmed and anxious. That's basically the C I operate within. And I until I go, okay, yep, got it. I'm anxious. I'm overwhelmed. I think I'm a loser. Yeah, okay, great. Now what? Where to from now? So then I go, okay, take some action. So taking action for me is always how I get into my space of confidence. Mm-hmm. I remind myself what my purpose is, and standing from there, I create confidence.
I was thinking about it, and I think really for me, it's about feeling empowered enough to be authentically me, and that means accepting that sometimes I actually don't feel that confident, that I do sometimes I do think, oh God, what if I'm rubbish at my job, or what if I, what if I'm not a good friend, or what if I'm and that actually that's completely normal, and it's fine, and I can think all of that stuff. It's how I process that stuff that's important. So I think there's a bit of a fallacy out there that confident women or confident people are somehow people who've just got it all completely worked out, and and they're just being amazing constantly. But actually, a lot of the time I'm being a bit crap. But like I've just learned to accept that about myself, and I think that has been the real change, and the realization that everybody's a bit crap. It's not just me.
No.
Oh my God, that was just amazing.
I know, right?
I absolutely love how each of these women had a different view on what confidence meant to her. But there are a few themes that you can kind of hear over and over again, right? Everyone has their own take on authenticity and self-belief and a willingness to grow and to back yourself. I mean, the women we interviewed all gave us some amazing tips on their areas of expertise, but they've also given us some really incredible insights into their lives and how they create and maintain their confidence on a daily basis. I mean, we learned about tapping.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and how you can use it as a confidence-boosting technique with Lorna Hollinger right at the beginning. That was amazing and so eye-opening. It was a technique and just something that I'd never heard of before. It was really great to learn about that.
I'd heard of it. I just didn't know how it applied. But yeah, she was so great and
she
so
was.
much fun. We love you, Lorna.
We do. And Katrina Bates, she gave us some really great insights into how to be successful in a direct marketing business, which so many women are taking up now as they look for more flexibility in their lives. They're managing work and families, and direct marketing business is the way to go for so many women. So Katrina had some great insights there.
Yeah.
We had some really great styling tips on building your confidence through personal styling in our interview with Hayley Cooper. That was fun. She was really great, and tips that just apply to everyone.
Yeah.
And I really loved how Melanie Warman showed us the connection between setting powerful fitness goals and using them to boost your confidence, because there is a correlation between those two.
Yeah.
I mean, every single interview this year has just been a really powerful conversation. We've discussed some amazing topics. We've spoken with 12 really inspiring women. So this episode, I have to tell you, it doesn't even come close to covering all of the best moments. But we're just going to kind of try to highlight a few that, made an impact on us and have just stuck in our minds. Like Jodie, I've loved every single minute of recording the podcast episodes this year. So it was really, really hard to just pick a handful of moments that stood out for me. But we have to start somewhere.
Yes.
So how about we start at the top? meaning the most downloaded episode of the entire podcast to date. So it probably won't come as a surprise to most of you, but our most downloaded episode was episode number 3, which was how to stop negative thoughts from ruining your life. And I mean, we knew this was going to be a hit, didn't we, Jodie? We could tell even as we were recording it. We were recording it just going, people are going to love this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We just knew this episode would resonate with so many women because sadly, we all have that negative voice in our heads and we all have to manage the negative thoughts 24/7.
Pretty much.
And, you know, this is one of the topics I talk to every coaching client about in every presentation, in everything we do.
It's in our course, it's in our blogs, it's everywhere.
This is the topic, and it's one of the topics that is a bit of a game changer for people when they understand how and learn techniques how to manage that voice, how to manage it is a game changer.
Because people don't realize that you can manage it.
That's right.
They think it's just like a default setting that you can't change, but you can.
Yeah. And it's great because this was our most downloaded episode because it shows that our listeners are aware that they need techniques to manage the negative thoughts in their heads.
Yeah.
We've loved this episode because, look, it really dug deep into the reasons behind why we have these negative thoughts.
Yeah.
Why it's totally normal and expected, really.
Yeah.
And what you can do to manage them. Look, there was a bit of neuroscience, I think, in there. We had a lot of information and some really great techniques on how to stop those thoughts from ruining your life. And clearly our audience loved it too because you've all made it our top episode for 2020.
Yay.
I know. It was a good one.
It was.
And I think the title of that was just so appealing because it was like, yes, they will ruin your life if you don't get hold of them.
And everyone wants to know how to fix that, right? And I think there's that thing, like you said, about it being totally normal because so many people have these thoughts and they instantly think that there's something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Why am I thinking this way? And they start to believe them, right? They have these negative thoughts and they go, well, that must be true because I'm thinking it.
Yeah.
And this episode was just so great in turning the whole perspective on negative thoughts around and giving people a way out. This doesn't have to be your natural default setting.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? But we had another top episode as well.
Yes.
Which is our most downloaded interview. And I'm thrilled to say that whilst, look, I tell you, all our interviews are rating really, really well this year. The one that's had the most downloads to date is episode 16 with Wendy Pettifer.
Yeah, I loved that one.
It was such
so
a great one.
It addressed some topics that appeal to so many women. And I think it was really relevant because especially during the COVID pandemic, Wendy spoke about having to rebuild her life after the breakdown of a very long relationship.
Yeah.
And also a topic that many of us have had to face at one point or another, not just during COVID, which was retrenchment.
Yeah.
Her interview was just so real and raw. It was very funny. She was so easy to listen to. It was such a great conversation between the two of you.
Yeah.
And there were just some really insightful and emotional moments. Jodie, you interviewed Wendy. Why did you love this episode? Why do you think it resonated so well with our audience?
Oh, look, I really enjoyed it because I just loved how self-aware Wendy is.
Yeah.
Like, it was such an insightful conversation because I could see that Wendy had reflected on that time in her life and had really sort of owned her part in the whole process as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there were such serious topics, but oh my God, she was so funny. I was laughing the whole way through it. You know, they're not funny topics, but she was just so funny and personable, and she made it so easy for women to relate to her challenges, and also the achievements of what she achieved and what she learnt through that process.
Yeah.
And I just think this episode resonated so well with our audience because these are two topics which really affect our confidence. I mean, we've all experienced our confidence taking a hit after a relationship breakdown. I mean, it's just such a universal topic that everyone can identify with, and we're probably never out of the woods with.
Well, it's rare to come out of a relationship breakdown, any type of relationship, not just a romantic one, but even friendships or family relationships, without your confidence taking a hit.
Absolutely.
It very rarely happens.
Yeah, and it's just, it's something we've all probably been through and possibly could go through in our future.
Yeah, so we need to be ready for it.
We need to be ready. And I think the retrenchment part of the conversation was really relevant too, because as women, our confidence in the workplace can often be impacted by so many factors as well.
Yeah.
And Wendy's take on both these topics was she was so practical. It was relatable. I just loved hearing how she took charge of her own personal growth and development through that time, and really just came out the other side as a confident woman.
Yeah.
And it just tied so well into our topic, the secrets of confident women. And I really felt like we heard her secrets around what she did to get herself through this and coming out the other end as, this fabulous, amazing, confident woman.
Yeah, and it wasn't unattainable. She didn't have kind of any magic formula that, no one else has access to.
Yeah.
They were really practical experiences and techniques.
Yeah.
And obviously everyone's experience is different, but you can tweak things, you learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time you're trying to deal with something. You can see how other people are dealing with it and then tailor it to suit your own circumstances.
Yeah.
This was a really, really great conversation to listen to. And I wish all of our interviews could be included in this episode because they all offer so much value. And you know what? The ones we've got coming up in 2021 are just as amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So seeing as we're on the topic of interviews, Jodie, which interviews have had the biggest impact on you so far?
Oh, I mean...
tough question.
That is, yes. I mean, it's really hard because honestly, I have loved every single one of them.
Yeah.
And I've heard so much from people that have given feedback about it. Just that they're all sort of different. Different ones have really appealed to different people at different times. So, but I just love speaking with inspiring women. And what makes these conversations even more impactful is that they're just filled with practical techniques that everyone can learn from.
Yeah.
Every interview, everyone we've interviewed has really come to the podcast knowing that they're sharing something of value and practical. So it's just been great. Yeah, it's been so amazing. But and obviously different people will relate to different topics, but the more we interview a really diverse group of women, the more we get to learn from each other.
Yeah, that's so true.
But you know what? If I had to choose, I must say I really enjoyed interviewing Shelley Horton.
That was a fun one, wasn't it?
Look, it was so much fun. To be honest, I was a little starstruck. But then as the conversation flowed, I loved just how easy it was to talk to her. It was like I've known her forever. And I absolutely loved the tips that she gave us for presenting with confidence. I mean, I've been presenting in front of an audience for years and I still learnt so much from that interview.
Yeah, and I think that the interview itself is a testament to how the techniques that both of you use work.
Yes.
Because you're two confident women, you're used to presenting, you both use, confidence techniques to help you with that presence, and it came through in the interview.
Yeah.
Because it was such a powerful and strong and fun and confident conversation.
Yeah, it was. I mean, she was fun and high energy, which I love.
Yeah.
And so it was just a really enjoyable interview to record. But, if I think through some of the other interviews, and I'm going to be probably a little biased here, I have to say that one of my awesome moments on the podcast was interviewing Raquel Basusto from Madame Foodie. I mean, look, as I do, Raquel and I go way back and have had such a long history together. And Raquel is also high energy, lots of fun, and such a positive and inspiring woman. I mean, I often refer to her in my presentations. I think I refer to her in my book. Yeah. I think I refer to her in the course as well.
Yeah. She's around.
She's around. When I talk about surrounding yourself with the people that say, yes, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, every conversation with her leaves me feeling motivated and empowered, and this one was no exception. I was actually so happy that I got to share this interview with our audience because now people will know exactly what I mean when I say find your cheer squad.
Yeah. They'll hear it now because when they hear your interview, they'll go, oh, that's what she was talking about in the book. It just makes sense.
And so many people have said to me, oh my goodness, I feel like I was sitting at lunch with the two of you.
Yeah.
Like two of my two positive besties.
Yeah.
Just, motivating and pumping each other up.
Which has been our point for this podcast, hasn't it? We want people to feel like it's a conversation that we're all a part of. You're not listening to us. We want it to feel like you are sitting and having a drink with a couple of friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yes, I loved that one as well. And she was so much fun. I think she bought me lunch to
win-win.
We drank champagne at the same time and we just had so much fun doing it. So
awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what about you then? What was your favourite episode?
Oh, God. Okay, I find it really hard to choose as well because I enjoyed every single one of my conversations. But I have to say, and I'm going to be a little biased here as well, my favourite moment was when I got to interview my sister, Spirula.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that she was so fun to talk to and she gave us some really great insights into how to be a confident young woman in a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
I love this episode because I got to learn new things about my sister that I didn't know. I mean, I know she's a confident woman and I've watched her grow up. We've got, as you know, a big age difference. We've got 15 years difference. So I have watched that development in her. But it's strange because we are so close and I thought I knew pretty much everything there was to know about her. But she surprised me a number of times and I was just so proud and so honoured to be able to interview her.
Yeah, she was so good.
I loved Zoe's episode as well because she's just such a strong and adventurous woman. I've looked up to her all my life. She takes risks. She does fun things. And, for me, she's like the epitome of confidence, even though she may not think it. She really is. I think Faye gave us some really amazing insights for corporate women as well.
Yes,
women in the workforce.
Yeah, they had something sort of different for a different group.
Yeah, that was a great one as well.
It was so good.
But I have to say, I think interviewing Marina Pasalaris of Beautiful Minds was another highlight for me.
Yes.
Because she just gave us some really, really great tips on confidence for teen girls.
Yeah.
And I found it so valuable, especially considering my daughter is now 13, as is yours.
As is mine, yes.
And a lot of women our age have girls around that age, or boys too. A lot of these techniques work for both.
Yeah.
But there was just so much great information and advice and just a few like amazing aha moments for me.
Yeah.
Which I loved. And like I said, they've all been great, but there have been some moments that have really stuck out for me.
Yeah, yeah.
So speaking of aha moments, which episode has had the biggest impact on you? Were there any like particular conversations where you felt that you had, an amazing insight or some sort of realization?
Look, so many really, but there was, the one interview for me was with Karen Jarvis that, I mean, as you know, it literally brought me to tears.
Yeah.
At the end of that because, Karen's been a client of ours for a while and I've just watched her incredible transformation.
Yeah.
Karen's episode is actually so inspirational and can be used as an amazing resource for anyone wanting to remove themselves from a negative or toxic relationship. And, as you know, I did a workshop the week before.
Yeah.
That was for women escaping domestic violence.
Yeah.
Which was so, oh my God, so unbelievable to be able to, for us to, to be able to offer our information to those women.
Yeah.
And this was an episode that I told them all to go and listen to because Karen just, it gave some insight for those women to see what's possible and what difference confidence and working on their confidence can help them to, escape these situations, or even if they've escaped the situation, how to rebuild themselves. Yeah. Because as we know, generally that sort of situation has takes a massive toll on women's confidence.
And I think this episode was like a real life application of, it's all good to hear the words and to understand the theory and the information behind it, but Karen is living proof that it works.
Yeah.
Because she went through a lot, and to come out the other end so positive and confident and strong, it's amazing.
I know, but you know what? I think the insight for me, it really made a difference when I realised the impact of what we do through Rise Women on that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're at it every week, recording podcasts, creating courses, coaching, presenting, doing whatever we have to do, putting our message out there in lots of different ways. But to actually see such a wonderful outcome of what we do in Karen's interview was really emotional for me.
Yeah.
Like it really hit a chord that I just, as you know, Karen's done some coaching with me, and she's completed our online confidence course. And the fact that she has completely transformed her life, and I mean completely, almost unrecognizable, is just mind-blowing. She just literally took charge of her life, removed all the negativity and the things that were holding her back, and just created a life that she is so proud of and so happy with, that I just loved the episode so much. And I just loved how we got to see, which we often don't get to see. Sometimes through the coaching, I see the person's journey, but often we're putting information and things out there that makes such a difference that we just trust that that's what it's doing.
That it's working.
But this was so tangible. It was like I was just talking to her and seeing what the work of confidence does for someone's life. And I think that it made me very emotional.
Yeah, well, it is game changing. And like you said, we don't often see it. We put it out there and we trust that it lands, but we don't see it. But with Karen, we could see it.
Yes, yeah.
And the transformation was just amazing. You see photos of her or you see videos of her, and she's just glowing. She looks so happy. But to hear her story, you just think, how could you ever get to that place from where you were?
Yeah.
And for her, it was confidence. It was all confidence. And we know that would work for everyone.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And does.
Oh my God. Does. We could be doing this all day.
Yes.
There is so much to say about all of our episodes, and we really did have such a great time recording them. I'm so glad that this, for us, was an outcome of COVID.
Yes, I know.
We can't wait to bring you even more in 2021. We're just going to take a little bit of a break over Christmas just to recharge, spend some time with our families, but we'll be back bigger and better next year. We can't wait. But to finish this episode, we've created a great little compilation for you. So as you know, at the end of our episodes, we ask women our Rise Women Power questions, short, sharp answers. We've had some really, really great responses. So we've put together some of our best for you now.
I know, and this came through from Shelley Horton interview because she dobbed us in at the end. But we were thinking about doing some snippets of great moments. But when she said she'd love to hear some of the answers to those questions, though, that was like,
okay.
So thanks for that, Shelley. Because I think it will be such a great finish to 2020 to hear all these. And it was so much fun to put together because it was so great to go back and listen to all the fantastic things we've heard over the years. So I've picked some of our favorite answers for you. Some are really fun, some are motivational, but all are really strong and powerful statements from the amazing conversations we've had this year.
Awesome.
So thanks again for subscribing to the Secrets of Confident Women podcast. We love bringing these episodes to you, and we're always open to suggestions. So if you'd like to email us, DM us, contact us, there's a million ways you can. Send us your ideas of anything you'd like to hear, or someone you may know, a confident woman who's got an amazing story that you think we should interview.
We'd love to talk to her.
Let us know as we're putting together everything for 2021. And just head over to risewomen.com. You can get in touch with us there as well. But for now, enjoy our Rise Women Power Questions Roundup for 2020. And always remember, with confidence, anything is possible. Okay, so we're going to finish on our Rise Women Power questions.
Yay. I like those.
So question number 1 is, what do you wish every woman knew?
In a nutshell, ladies, you are all so much more capable than you think you are. That's it. That's it. I wish all women could see themselves through the eyes of someone who loves them and respects them. And I know this turns back on me because this is what my family and my friends say to me, right? But we're always so hard on ourselves, and we tend to give the best of ourselves to others. And I wish we could see in ourselves what everyone else can see in us.
That they could be better tomorrow.
I wish every woman knew that they can create the life and the confidence levels that they want, but it's not going to get handed to them. They have to make it happen. And if they don't take control of their life and their confidence levels and how that looks, then they're just going to end up being an extra in someone else's movie.
Oh, I wish every woman knew that they were powerful, confident, and they 100% had control over their future. Yes. I really wish that they really knew that.
Oh, I wish everyone knew how to detect a lie.
Geez, that would be good. We wouldn't be able to watch TV, let me tell you.
There'd be no good. Politicians would not succeed.
No, exactly.
But truly, What I do wish is that all women knew that there is another option other than staying in a destructive relationship.
Oh, yes.
I wish that all women knew that they could definitely survive without that person.
Yeah.
And that they could have a wonderful life away from the drama of a toxic relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that she was enough.
You are beautiful exactly as you are.
Oh, I love that.
That they can do hard things.
Oh, they can so do hard things. Isn't that great?
How to eat well.
Yes. You would.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
To stop counting calories.
Yes.
To stop overthinking everything.
Yes.
Like, it is my passion in life.
Yes.
To teach women how to eat well and not overcomplicate it, and have a good relationship with food.
You can do it, you just have to work hard.
Yes. Yeah.
There's no easy way.
No.
It's hard work.
It
and
is.
that's okay.
That she has what it takes to do what she wants already. The only thing stopping her is her self-belief.
That it's going to be okay. That
Oh,
you're
good.
okay.
Yeah.
It's all going to be okay. Everything's fine.
Yeah. Find the silver lining.
Yeah.
Keep one foot after the other. What is your superpower?
I can say the alphabet backwards.
Can you?
Z, Y, X, and W, V, U, T, S, and R, Q, P, O, N, M, and L, K, J, I, C, F, E, D, T, B, A. How good's that?
My ability to always find a silver lining. Even if it seems like there isn't one, even if the situation is so terrible.
Good at that, I've got to say.
I'll always look for it. I'll always look for one. And I like feeling positive. I like feeling happy. It makes me feel better about myself and the world. And it gives me a sense of gratitude and just contentment.
Power is definitely not cleaning my house or cleaning up after dinner. My superpower might be connecting people, bringing people together. Maybe that's my superpower.
And I think your energy of the fun and the energy that you exude, I think that's just, if you were a superhero, that would be, you'd just be like some sort of energy force of like everyone being positive around you.
My superpower is taking chaos and turning it into a beautiful, peaceful, organised situation.
Oh, awesome. You're in the right job then.
I think the one I like the most is I can make people laugh.
Oh, you can. You are full of life and energy.
Oh, I make the best cheesecake in the world.
Oh, I love that. Because most people are like, I engage with people, I relate. And you're like, I make cheesecake.
No, I make a kick-ass cheesecake. If anyone ever is up for a good one,
I love that.
That's my thing.
So I always say to my runners is that they have superpowers. And so I would say that my superpower is to show them that they have superpowers and how they can harness them and use them.
Bringing energy, enthusiasm and humour to every situation and leaving people feeling loved up.
Something that I've really developed is the ability to find the good in everything. Even when things are bad, it's like, okay, what have I learned?
Yeah.
What can I take out of this that I can say is a learning. So there's always something positive to come out of things.
Yeah. So always changing that perspective to see, because
perspective is everything.
You
can either live your life. You're responsible for your own happiness. You can either choose to be happy or not.
Yeah.
So every now and again you might choose to be miserable, but if you generally choose happiness, then you'll have a happy life.
Yeah. And if you choose to be miserable, know that you've chosen it.
Yes.
And then choose a date that you're going to unchoose it.
Well, yeah, and just like your life.
It's okay to wallow a bit and 100%. Get a bit of,
we all need a bit of a wallow every now and again.
Yeah.
But the reality is that that your life is all of your own making. It's not something that's being done to you. It's like it's yours.
The creation of
yeah.
It
can be whatever you want it to be, and if you want it to be miserable, then it will be.
Absolutely. Okay, what about heels or flats? And I know your answer to this. If you say flats, I'm going to dispute your authenticity.
So here's me being truthful. I am a heels girl. I actually have my heels on display, like pieces of art.
That. Yes.
I love them.
Same.
But since COVID, I find it hard to wear heels because I'm out of practice.
I know.
So my compromise, I tried flats and I even tried buying some really pretty flats and I just don't feel the same in them.
No.
So now
wedges.
No, I just love heels. I think I was born with them on my feet.
Yeah.
And I fall all the time, right? People know this. I trip over and fall all the time. Never in heels, always in flats.
No.
My feet don't agree with flats.
And if Sarah Jessica Parker is listening, we would like a pair of your shoes, please.
Truth be known, I've never done a presentation in flats.
Oh,
okay,
so, I love that. We do that all the time.
So I've made a taxi driver stop to purchase heels in Melbourne.
I love it.
Because I've forgotten them. Yeah.
So there is something that heels do for confidence, right?
Oh my God, JD, you know I'm 5'2".
I know.
I've never worn flats in my life.
I know. Neither have we. Now, heels or flats?
Ski boots and thongs.
Heels? Not that I've got anywhere to go these days.
Me neither.
I know.
I know.
And they hurt, but you know.
Yeah, in terms of confidence, definitely heels.
Heels.
Yeah.
Love it.
What started off as a heel obsession has now become
Don't say it.
all about the killer kicks.
Oh,
I'm all
I
about the cool sneakers,
I know.
statement sneakers. I'm all about the sneak.
Tell me your favourite quote or rule you live by.
My favourite is everything is working out perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I say that mantra to myself all the time, especially at 3 a.m. when the
world is
falling apart. Because it just calms my nerve that everything that's happening is working out perfectly. I don't know how it's going to look perfect, but it's all going to be perfect. It's just all going to be perfect.
Go with the flow, but remember you are in control.
Oh, that's a good
like that
one. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little board that I've got. It says life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. And I just love it because I like to see wonder in imperfection. You know, life can be terrible sometimes, but that's it. And I'm always grateful for being alive and for having the ups and downs, because the ups are so much more valuable when you've experienced a down.
This too shall pass.
Oh, yes.
Doesn't matter what it is. This too shall pass.
Yes. Just hold on.
Because here's another one of my quotes. Get the out of my way.
Yes. Good on you.
I learned that one when I was getting divorced. Get out. Get the out of my way.
Yeah.
When in doubt, don't.
What's your favourite quote or rule to live by?
So it's my positive mantra, which is you can achieve what you imagine.
Yes.
You can imagine yourself doing it and can do it.
Yeah.
Choose courage over fear.
Yes.
Brene Brown.
Yep.
I have that in my room, Scott and I's in our bedroom, because every day there is fear of something.
Yes.
But choose courage always.
It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
Oh, I love that too. Yep. We need more nice in the world.
People won't remember what you said or what you did, but they will remember how you made them feel.
Love it.
Well, my favourite quote I have tattooed on my left ribs. And it's "And Still I Rise," which is a quote from a Maya Angelou poem. She was a great black feminist writer.
Yeah.
And it's a great poem that's called "And Still I Rise." And whenever I'm feeling a little bit like, you know, like, oh, life is terrible, like what's going on?
Yeah.
And then I remind myself that I've actually got tattooed on my actual body the words "And Still I Rise," which would be pretty stupid if I was just going to sit around, you know.
Not rising.
Yeah, not rising. So that would probably be my favourite quote.
Oh, I love it. I love that one. Who inspires you and why?
Definitely my cheer squad. I tend not to. I've never been the type of person who looks to celebrities or people outside, you know, unrelatable people to inspire me. I know there are lots of amazing people, public figures that have done really inspiring things, but I think I'm more inspired by the day-to-day. You know, my mum, my sister, my aunties, my cousins, you, my friends, the people who are around me, who are the closest to me. When I can see what they've lived through in their life and how they've gotten through it, I draw my strength from that, not from someone who has $5 billion. And, you know, yes, they went from 0 to 5 billion and they had to work hard for it, but I'm not there. That's not what I can relate to.
People that are passionate about what they're doing and that just give it their all.
It's important for role models to be relatable, isn't it?
Yeah. And people like you guys that make a difference, you know, every day to women, like, honest to goodness, like, I love, like, women that, and it doesn't just have to be women, people that just go out of their way to make other people better, happier, healthier. Yeah. It's just, there's really so much to be said for that.
I'm inspired a lot by clients, like probably because I get to again sort of see intimately what they're doing and the changes they're making, and hear the struggle, that what they need to do to change the negative thinking, their resilience, their tenacity, their just commitment to create the life they want. People who keep trying no matter how many times they fail.
My mum, she's an awesome mum, and she's my best friend. So when lovely. I was younger, we would spend so many hours in shopping centres, and we would watch those fashion shows that the shopping centres would put on.
The centre court.
Yeah, which now I work in.
Yes, great.
And I was so young, and she was always just so full of kindness and support. So she's awesome.
I think people who back themselves.
Yeah.
Who just give it a red hot go. And they think, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to do it anyway. And what's the worst that could happen? Nothing.
You inspire me.
Oh,
definitely, Jodie. You have this knack of drawing out of me this desire to be my absolute best self.
Yeah.
And you have an amazing, positive, bold vibe, and it's completely contagious. And whenever I talk to you and I'm around you, I just want to be better, and I want to be vibrant and live my life. I want to go forward and get into it, you know. So you always inspire me massively.
And isn't it? I'm inspired by those type of people too, that actually say they want change, or they want a different life, or they want a business, or and they do something about it.
Oh, easy. My dad, he's so smart, and I think as a parent, one thing he did right with us was he gave us so much advice and so much support, but he didn't give us any financial support.
Right.
And he's tough on us. Everything we've had to do, we've had to work for.
Yeah.
And I love that, because he always wanted us to know the value of money, because he came from nothing. And so he's been my greatest teacher.
My mum, but I'd also say that my run leaders really, really inspire me, because they show me what we can achieve together collectively.
So many women in my life that inspire me, and I was like going through the list, and I thought there's too many to name, but what the common denominator is, women on a mission.
Yes.
And when I say that, it doesn't need to be business.
No.
It might be their health, or resetting their exercise, or regrouping their family, or whatever it may be, but just having a mission and seeing it through, and not being a gunner.
Yes.
So that's huge.
A doer.
A doer.
Yes.
Is very inspiring for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say any woman who has an idea and then makes it freaking happen.
Yes.
Because you know what?
Courageous.
We've got so many people who are, I was going to do this, I was going to do that. Don't be a gunner, be a doer. So I just love women who turn their side hustle into a full-time business, or decide that they want to, change their life, and they do it, whether it's losing weight, or if it's changing careers, or if it's leaving a bad relationship. I just like people who don't get stuck. They power through.
Yeah.
Who inspires you and why? Don't say it.
You do.
Oh my God.
You do.
You're going to make me cry on my podcast.
You've been through a lot, and I've been through a lot, and I think we've always just had each other's back.
Absolutely.
And nothing I've ever done or said has ever been too crazy or too out there, and I've said some pretty crazy things.
Yeah, she has.
And I've always, I always wanted to strive for big things that a lot of people think are unattainable, and nothing is unattainable to you.
Well, I've got a really great network of really fantastic, successful, lovely women around me these days who are, we laugh sometimes, are you being inspirational today? But I do have great girlfriends. But then I think, I've got a couple of friends who've really been through some really difficult experiences in their lives who've come out on the other side of them. Like I say, different, but okay. Yeah. So I've got a couple of friends who kind of fall into that bracket, who's with the things that have happened to them. I wonder, would I even be able to put one foot in front of another? And yet there they are, living their lives, being parents, rising, doing the things that they need to do.
Anyone who has fear but has a go anyway.
Awesome.
Any mold breakers, a mold breaker. That's who inspires me.
And lastly, finish this sentence. If I had even more confidence than I do now, I would take up a sport or a dance class.
Really? Yeah, I would.
I think that's a good answer.
I consider myself a confident woman in most things, but I've always thought I'm just too unco to run or play sport or dance, and I'd love to get to that point where I was confident enough to not care how unco I looked.
Yeah.
And just take up a sport. I don't know which one because I really don't like running. But
it doesn't have to be running.
No, I love dancing. So maybe one day I'll take up a dance class. I don't know. But I've got to get my head to that point of it doesn't matter if you trip over your own feet, you'll be fine.
Geez. I mean, basic level do a TED talk, but
nice.
I'd much rather change the world.
Oh my God, I love that. If I had more confidence than I do now, I would change the world.
I would sing in front of people, even in a fun situation. So I cannot sing. I just don't.
No, I can't either. I wish I could, but I can't. If I had more confidence than I do now, I would teach myself Facebook advertising.
I didn't expect that one.
Oh my goodness. It seems like just at the moment, that is such a hard hurdle to climb.
Oh, this was so hard. I thought a lot about this because I not much phases me now. Yeah. And I face things all the time now that I'm not confident about. But for me, the massive challenge in confidence is having a child. And it's been a really painful journey trying to have children, which obviously it hasn't worked yet. But if I had the confidence to know that if I tried again that it would work, that I wouldn't have a 12th failed IVF attempt, that it wouldn't end in miscarriage, or that I wouldn't have to raise it alone, or any of that, then I would try again.
Oh, I have no idea. God, I actually read when you sent it through to me earlier. I spoke to my son about it, and he goes, "I'd be afraid."
Yes, I nearly actually said, "Oh my God, I don't know whether you could have more confidence."
Do more videos of myself.
Oh,
I keep getting prodded by my marketing team, going, "You do know you need to do more videos of yourself." Like, I know.
Be a rock star.
Would you?
Yeah, in arenas, singing songs.
Except I don't think you can sing that.
I can't sing, and everyone knows that.
What's on your to-do list?
If I even had more confidence than I do now, I would worry that someone had slipped me crack cocaine. I would be like, should I go get tested?
That is
someone's
awesome.
going to have to get me off the ceiling. I actually am very happy with my confidence. But I also understand that it has its ups and downs, but I have the tools to pick myself back up again. So right now I'm feeling great. If it was like this all the time, maybe someone's off their meds.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I can safely say that I won't get anyone else who answers that question the same way. Like, I think that's going to be the unique answer to that question throughout, no matter how many podcasts we do.
End up on stage.
Love it. Good stuff. What, like singing and dancing?
No, just speaking. I love getting up. I love presenting. I love speaking. I love engage. I love people engaging with me. So I think that's where I'd end up.
Fantastic.
At the moment, I'm going through a stage in my life where I'm torn between sort of carrying on down the path that I'm on career-wise and stuff, and just kind of buying a house by the sea. Not really working like I work now, and walking the dog, and maybe writing and stuff like that. But then there's a bit of me that worries that I'll end up old and destitute.
Right, okay, yes.
So I think that, I think I'm moving towards possibly having enough confidence to believe that I could actually make a life like that.
Be creating killer content that surprised, delighted and added value to millions of people.
Yeah.
Well, that's all my questions. Thank you so much. It's been, I hope
that was good fun.
We've shared a bit more about you to our listeners.
And thank you for being our guest on our podcast today. I can't wait for everyone to hear this. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
And you know what? I'm just so proud of you and the life that you've created for yourself. Oh, I can feel myself getting choked up.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, goodness.
That's lovely.
Wow.
Oh,
that's never happened on the episode before.
I've had an absolute blast. It's been so much fun chatting to you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun.
Yeah, it's great. We've been loving doing the podcast.
Thank you so much for giving me a voice today. I feel so grateful to be able to share some of the things in my story.
Thank you for having me. And I just wanted to also say how proud I am of you to be doing something that is adding value to so many people listening today. And it does take your energy and your time to be able to really give back to people. And this is such an important topic. And I've loved watching you, Jodie. You know, going forward, you're consistent and you've just kept going. And I know that there's been those struggles, but it's really about giving back to other people, and you are doing that. So thank you for having me, and for everyone listening. Send a big thank you to Jodie and Anastasia.
Thank you. We love what we do, and that's why the obstacles that do come, the obstacles come, we keep fighting to get over them, so that we can keep running this business and keep doing what we do, because we do love it, and we get to be surrounded by people like you.